Bit better lighting conditions today, so I'll try and get you down the line. But the rope is the best way of A, warming up, and B, having really quiet, heavy arms and hands. Which is what you need in the golf swing. Great way to warm up. Great way to time it. Let it set on your back. And because the rope is, it's heavy. It's not far off a golf club in weight, but it doesn't want to pull out under centrifugal force. So it's teaching you to resist letting early extension happen, which then transfers over to the golf club, which is the best thing. I've never thought it would be as good. I'll show you that now, so hopefully that doesn't fall over. And that's your destination, the finish. And I found that to be the biggest change. Also, I'm going to try and explain this now with some clubs, because I think the best way to do this is a couple of clubs. And I think I'd seen this ages ago in Hogan's book. So if we had the railway lines there for your feet, and a parent flight line, right? But Hogan discovered that obviously the flight line's there, but when you're in motion, your dynamic flight line is there. You'll notice it intersects the flight line. Now you're not setting up on that line, you're setting up on the railway line. Notice how they go to a point and the angle is 45 degrees. So dynamically, you're swinging on this. You're setting up on the railway lines, your feet line, shoulder line, flight line. But Hogan discovered this secret here, where that's your dynamic flight line, which does intersect the actual flight line. And this is because, obviously, you're in motion and your shoulders have to be open. See how that swings out on the flight line? And I have discussed this with a number of really, really good golfers, and they cannot see this. So I thought I'd put it down so you can actually see what I'm on about. Now, it's no accident that I can't remember the illustrator that Hogan got, to do his book in the 5 fundamentals. But on his alignment page, was it Donatello or someone of that nature, asked him, well, I can see what you're doing. On paper, though, is 2D, it's not 3D, so I'm going to draw this line. And no one understood why this line was there. But that's Hogan's shoulder release path. Right, so yes, it dissects the flight line, but it is over the 90, bearing in mind that the 90 is there, and that is a 90 there, and that is near enough a 45-degree angle. It's not by accident. The great Harry Vardon really mastered this, and now in modern golf, this is completely forgotten about, and we wonder why we do things double cross, etc., because we're trying to swing on an impossible line, right? The shoulder and feet line and the actual flight line is impossible to swing on. When you think about it, you're swinging on an elliptical arc. The clue is in the question, an elliptical arc. It's not a straight line, it's an arc, but it's elliptical. So it's not even that, it's actually that, because you're bent over. So as soon as you bend over, this becomes elliptical. Therefore, you've got to swing on Hogan's. Everyone thought the guy who did the illustrations for the 5 fundamentals on the alignment page made a complete, what's he done? And nobody's confirmed. Because I think, by the point they got to, Hogan was asked about it, and Hogan's response was interesting. He said something along the lines of, that wasn't what I envisaged, but he said that's what he saw. Now, bearing in mind that this guy's an artist, and he sees a lot of things in linear because he had a lot of architectural background, so he's obviously seen Hogan doing this, and then he's put it in, and obviously 100% works. And you can see there that I am on that line. Look, I'm not leaving that line. I'm not on the flight line, because if I was on the flight line, I'd be over the top. 100% over the top. We wonder why over the top is the biggest issue in golf. Now, you're setting up, everyone's told you it's railway lines, swing on the railway lines. Well, if you swing on that railway line, this one, you're over the top. Every time. And you could say that this is probably one of the second biggest secrets in golf that's hidden in plain sight. In a book, the 5 lessons. Hundreds of years, well, it's not hundreds of years, but it's the one that really started it off, though, and why the channel's named Dunn Golfing, is Seymour Dunn, North Berwick. He did 5 fundamentals before Hogan, and not a lot changed in all those years. So it's really, really interesting golf, isn't it? How people can lose something, find it, lose it again, find it, lose it again, find it. It's bizarre, isn't it? I hope you've enjoyed the video. I think it's a real eye-opener. Certainly was for me. And more than anything, the combination of, see, if I show you it from this angle, you'll see it. So if I go, obviously it looks a bit bizarre. Try and get it without hitting the net. So I'm throwing my hands up here, but I'm turning. You try it yourself with a rope. It's more, you'll get more of a feel than you will with a club. Reason being, it's got this flex in it. The club is very resistant to a change in direction. Obviously, because it's rigid, you can't really feel it. But when you've got extra wobble, you'll feel it, and you'll feel this as well. A lot more doing this with either heavy rope or like make it up with like we did. Fold it, stick it in your golf bag, light as, use it for warming up, use it in the house. Brilliant. Right, hopefully the mic's kept working and you've enjoyed this as much as I have making it. The channel's all for charity, Macmillan, Help the Heroes, Shelter UK. So, you're subscribing and supporting us. Don't know where I'd be without you guys, actually. And thanks for watching. Ben Hogan, Varden. And I need to get rid of the shears because this is